Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2. We are checking racism today in America. Today is May 22nd in the year 2023. Is the state of Florida racist against Black America? Hey, Black. Yeah, you, Black. Do you feel afraid of Florida, the state, the great sunshine state of Florida? NAACP says, don't go there. Don't go to Florida because they are racist. Governor Ron DeSantis running for president. Blacks are saying in Florida, smear him. Smear him. Welcome to the show, everybody. Marcus Conte reporting. We made it. We made it. It's another week. How are you, everybody? My name is Marcus Conte, and again, today is May 22nd in the year 2023, and we are discussing a subject of race in America. It occurs to me in the state of Florida right now, the NAACP has issued a travel advisory. Some sort of thing like when there's a storm or there's like a terrorist attack or there's, some other natural disaster, right? That may, shootings, right? And they issue a travel advisory, right? Like the weather, bad weather. Well, the NAACP, an organization in America, if you're not familiar with, who goes to bat for Black America, no matter what. Right? It's, racism in America is kind of hard to understand a little bit. If you're not from America, you wonder, what is all the hype about racism? But really, the issue is fairly black and white. It doesn't exist anywhere else. It exists in America almost exclusively. That extreme black, extreme white kind of racism, that one believes the other is the problem. And it seems that it stems from historical whatever, but it seems right now that Black America is the cause of the problem. What do I want to say about this? Is this American history? Is there a black history in America? Is there a white history in America? Is there a Italian history, an Irish history, or is there a American history? Are we allowed to have the history of America, where all people came here and we talked about how they came here? Or should we have separate histories where certain groups of people want to teach everybody else how terribly they've been treated and why all of their current problems are the result of somebody else's doing? I think if the medical profession and the psychological profession has taught us anything, is that behavior like that is playing the blame game, is playing the victim. I'm the victim, and it's because I'm this way that you treat me this way, and if I weren't this way and I was that way, then you wouldn't treat me this way. Instead, you would treat me that way. Therefore, I'm the victim. Pay me $5 million for my reparations and my suffering. So anyway, we'll look at this fascinating subject. I once said to some guy who is in mental health, the mental health arena, and he asked me, what kind of programs do you cover? What kind of subjects do you cover? And I said, well, I talk about everything. I think one of the fascinating subjects in America is black racism. And he looked at me like I was like a racist. He looked at me like I was the racist for pointing out this glitch in American culture. And again, my hat's off to the blacks that have to, deal with this nonsense. I don't think it's the majority. I think it's a 10% minority, radicalized minority. And why are they going after Florida and Ron DeSantis right now? Well, that's obvious, because Ron DeSantis is running for president against their guy who they think is in their corner, Joe Biden, right? The Democratic Party. So politically, we understand why the NAACP, the black organization, is going after Florida to discredit Ron DeSantis and smear him as a racist. Blacks, don't go to Florida. It's dangerous, they're telling people. NAACP is telling blacks in America and the world and everybody else too, and they threw in the gay community too, the LGBTQSQP plus, double size, triple size, right? The X, whatever, those people too, right? The people that have they're one of those letters, right? The sexually confused crowd that has a letter. Those people too. Like, hey, listen, man, we'll give you a reason to fight. Fight with us. We're fighting Florida. Have you heard? Because they hate us and it's dangerous. We're in a crazy. It seems crazy to me. Maybe I'm wrong because I'm white. Right? I have white privilege. Because white people, in the eyes of black racist. In the eyes of the black racist, anybody who is white cannot possibly understand the magnitude to which a black person has, the detrimental bullshit that a black has experienced in America. Because you're white, you couldn't possibly understand the black problem in America. So anyway, good morning, everybody. Cass Philly Camden in the house. David Brown, what's up, my brother? Mikhail Sly, what's up, man? Cham, Zootsuit Cooter, Mad Cow Mark in the house. Clayton Burgese, how are you? Quantum Epic, how are you doing, man? How's everybody going? Jim Gerard, my brother. Yeah, we're all here. And I really, there's a part of me that says that some people are going to watch this program without context, and they're going to say, oh, this guy is just another white racist. He's just a white supremacist racist. He can't see past his own. He's a Trump supporter, white supremacist racist who can't see past his own whiteness, and because he can't, he's therefore a racist. That is a tragedy in America, where people view each other in that light, in that political light. And that is unfortunate, but we still need to speak about it and certainly expose it. Maybe you could save one or two blacks in the process and throw out the rest of them, right, with the baby water, right? So anyway, yeah. So this is my thumbnail today. This is the lead black at the NAACP. And it's good. The good Governor Ron DeSantis running for the presidency. He has commented on this ridiculous accusation, this ridiculous travel ban to Florida. No more sunshine for you blacks. Stay in the caves. Stay up there in the north. I bet you there's a lot of people in Florida. I bet you there's a ton of people in Florida that love this shit. Yeah, blacks, stay home, man. Stay home. Fuck you, man. Oh, yeah, honey, you heard the blacks are afraid to come to Florida. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Right, if you're black and you're listening to that, isn't that ridiculous? Isn't it ridiculous to think that the state of Florida and all its wonderful people and all of its wonderful oranges and weather and alligators and sunshine and sea and sand, all of that is racist against you because of the color of your skin. And we want to take away, someone wants to take away your history and your ability to freely speak. Do you really Do you really believe that? Well, let's try to find some evidence that it's true, right? Because we're going to give everybody a say. We're going to give the NAACP their say and try to listen to what exactly is the argument. What makes Florida and Governor Ron DeSantis a racist? And we'll explore that fascinating subject. My name is Marcus Conte. I got a website, and every morning at 9 a.m. we are live, whether you like it or not. At 9 a.m. right here on YouTube. And a good way to support the program is through Zelle or PayPal or Patreon. You go down to the links over here. And we're simulcasting across all these platforms, Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Facebook, Twitter, Getter, Truth Social, or wherever else you consume social media. So let's start here. Let's start here. Marijuana, right? You heard pot, marijuana. Ooh, smoke them if you got them, right? It's on the rise again. Everybody, somehow humans are attracted to marijuana once again in our human history, and this time around, it's not illegal to do it. We've taken the crime, we've taken the criminality out of marijuana, and we put it into aphrodisiasm, right? Which, if you're not familiar, if you don't know what that is, it means if you take it, you get horny, right? A love drug, right? You get sexually aroused. Marijuana, New York's hottest seller, is moving from mellow to amorous on its path to becoming a go-to love drug. Cannabis products are being infused with aphrodisiacs that could be a boon in bed. All right. I'm going to stop right there, right? I'm going to stop right there. Now, marijuana-infused aphrodisiacs. Okay, that's no longer marijuana. Do you understand how that works? Now you are processing. You are taking the oats that grow from the ground, and now you're pouring a pound of sugar on top of them. You are taking that really, really good nut mix, and you're infusing it with stupid artificial coloring and flavoring. It's no longer the same thing. So marijuana infused with an aphrodisiac is wrong. If the flower produces something, that's different. But if you're going to spray it aftermarket or infuse it into some sort of magical fucking extract, it's not marijuana anymore. It's not marijuana anymore. Do you understand that? It's not weed. Weed is smokable, right? You could cook it and eat it, but don't. This idea of these extracts and combining this with that, you're creating different products, right? Using cannabis. Let's try not to do that. But if it's working for people and people smoke weed and they feel a little more sexually prone, then that's a good thing. But if it's being mixed with ingredients that include mura puma, katabuba, and techababomba and dama dama na 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 na, and a little sunflower oil, and ashwagandha. Look at all this garbage they're putting in there. Stop it. Smoke the weed. Now, there's a big story right here. I don't know if you heard this one, but Bill Gates, right? The billionaire Bill Gates. You remember when Melinda Gates, right? His wife left him recently. I'm leaving you, Bill, right? And all your billions of dollars behind. I'm taking half. Melinda Gates left Bill Gates because why? There was some kind of affiliation with Jeffrey Epstein, the pedophile, right? And it turns out that we know that Jeffrey Epstein, his primary business was compromising billionaires. Come to my island, I'll set you up with a hot little tomato, and you'll have a good time, and you can do whatever you want, and there's no eyes on Pedophile Island. And then what he would do is turn around and compromise those people. And it seems that Jeffrey Epstein threatened to expose Bill Gates' alleged affair with a Russian bridge player. Now, this isn't just any Russian bridge player. This is some hot fucking, there she is, man. Yum, yum, yum. Right? She's a yum, yum. But unfortunately, she was yummy. It turns out the years are interesting. Right now, this person, this bridge player, is 30 years old. And on my clock, on my watch, it's the year 2023. So here's a video where she acknowledges she's on friendly terms with Gates. Here's some photographs, right? So 2010, how old was she? If you're 30 today, how old were you in 2010? 17 years old. Uh-oh. Bill, Bill was dogging the 17-year-old. Maybe 16. We don't know. But there she is. It's possible. Let's look at the details. And Jeffrey Epstein had the goods on him, and that's when Melinda left. Jeffrey Epstein threatened to expose an affair Bill Gates allegedly had with a Russian bridge player after the Microsoft co-founder declined to join his philanthropic venture, according to a report on Sunday. So, in the disgraced pedophile who killed himself in 2019 appeared to threaten Gates over the alleged affair with Russian card wizard in a 2017 email. Gates met Antonova in 2010. All right, so the report is 2010. With the two were playing in a tournament together after she moved to Bay Area. All right. 2010, my brothers, makes her a 17-year-old child by American law, which is very, very bad. Did Bill Gates put it inside the 17-year-old? Did he do it? Because if he did, then he's as guilty as all the rest of them. Maybe that's why they killed Epstein. We still want to know why Epstein's dead. Why'd they throw him in jail? Why did he suddenly ridiculously hang himself and all that stuff? Who else was he compromising? But he was compromising Bill Gates, a very, very, very important person, very, very rich. And you can't fuck with Microsoft, because if you fuck with Microsoft, you're going to fuck with a lot of people's money, right? Because a lot of people holding that shit. So I don't know. I just think it's interesting. Is it hard to believe that Jeffrey Epstein would do such a thing to Bill Gates? No. Now, Bill Gates is 68 right now, 67. 13 years ago, he was in his 50s. He was an old man. He's fucking, it's like me swinging a 17-year-old, right? Now, I wouldn't do such a thing because it's illegal, but if I was in Italy and some 17-year-old pushed up on me, I might. I don't know. Who knows? Right? I don't fucking know. Right? Flattery, right? He's flattered. Bill Gates is flattered by this very, very sexy woman. But, Bill, guess what? Pedophile Island and wherever the hell you were with this girl is American soil. And that right there is off fucking limits to you, Bill. Right? Keep your hands off the children, Bill. That's the theme here, right? Although Epstein passed on the project, she said he did it. She on the other hand, the girl, the bridge player, 17-year-old bridge player, is saying, no, I didn't like Bill. I didn't know who fucking Jeffrey Epstein was. I did have a friendship with Bill. Now, I don't know if there's any allegations of sex. It doesn't seem that there is. The alleged relationship would be the second such affair Gates has been accused of, So what? So what? He's a fucking billionaire. He's allowed to do whatever he wants. Did he put his private parts inside of the 17-year-old? That's what we want to know. Bill. Hey, Bill. Hey, Bill, did you swing the bridge player? We'll find out. I don't know. But it is interesting. You do wonder why Bill Gates got what he got. All right, and he's playing a very dangerous game. I think this is this might even be the governor. Is this the governor of New Mexico? That guy got thrown under the bus as well. But sorry, Bill. This is what happens. Now, the next name, the next bill we want to see the next mistress we want to see is the one that was with Bill Clinton. All right, so let's talk about it. The NAACP, Negro Association of something or other, is put out a travel ban, travel advisory. Let's listen to fake news CBS give the detail, the 21-second detail. Let's listen.
This weekend, the NAACP issued a travel advisory for Florida to protest recent laws signed by Governor Ron DeSantis. The civil rights group claims Florida has engaged in an all-out attack on Black Americans and members of the LGBTQ plus community. The governor's spokesperson dismissed the advisory as a stunt.
All right, so that's CBS. That's all they said. No, it's a stunt. No. The blacks and the gays say that it's hostile towards them, and that's the end of the report. So here is the report. The press release, travel advisory for the state of Florida, NAACP. A lot of people like NAACP, right? Over the years, NAACP, that's for all the blacks to get representation. Under its current governor, they say, the state of Florida has engaged in an all-out attack on Black Americans, accurate Black history, voting rights, members of the LGBTQ plus community, immigrants, women's reproductive rights, free speech, while simultaneously embracing a culture of fear, bullying, and intimidation by public officials. Have they really? Well, let's look. We're looking for the evidence of it. In his effort to rewrite American history to exclude the voices, contributions of African Americans, and the challenges they overcame despite the systemic racism that African Americans have faced since arriving here, Governor DeSantis has signed various controversial anti-civil rights measures into law, including combating violence. That's racist. Disorder and Looting and Law Enforcement Protection Act. No, that's racist too, because you can't. That's all the blacks disorderly and looting, right? The law wrongfully attacks blacks who are doing all the crime, right? Why don't you make it? That's a black crime. Why don't you make it a white crime, right? Looting and stealing is a black crime, right? There's no evidence so far. Anti-controversial disorder and looting. Stop Wrongs Against Our Kids and Employees Act. Constitutional Carry Act. So the gun law too. That's also racism. So under the leadership, there's no evidence so far. Under the leadership, not a single situation, not a single thing that you can point to that would support having blacks, having Florida declared as hostile, untravelable for Black Americans. Right? You talk about radicalization, right? How fucking ridiculous it is to say something like that. Right? Now you could say it about whites, and that's fine. But could you imagine a state declaring that, hey, white people, I think New York should do it. Hey, whites, You're being attacked by radicalized blacks. Travel advisory in the city of New York, and certainly San Francisco. If you're walking down the street in San Francisco, right, or the wrong parts of New York City, and you're rich and white, you are going to have a fucking problem, right? And when I mean the wrong parts, I mean if you walk through very, very, very black neighborhoods and you're rich and white and driving a fucking rich white car with rich white shit on, stuff wearing, you can have a problem. That's just the truth. But show me in America where that's the case being black. Now, you could argue the South, you don't understand, Conti. If you walk through certain neighborhoods in the South with an afro, you're going to get fucking attacked. Yeah, maybe in 1940, in 1918, but show it to me now. Show it to me now. Where are people? Where are law-abiding blacks being attacked by whites in America? It's not happening. It's in your. It's here. It's in your mind. It's your mind that's causing you to see this. Under the leadership of Ron DeSantis, the state of Florida has criminalized protests. That's false. Restricted the ability of educators to teach African American history. That's also false. What is education? What is... Right? Engaged in a blatant war against diversity and inclusion. Well, war is a pretty strong word. On a seeming quest to silence African American voices. None of that's true. Right? So, and please be advised that Florida is openly hostile towards African American people of color and LGBTQ plus individuals. Before traveling to Florida, please understand that the state of Florida devalues and marginalizes the contribution of and the challenges faced by African Americans and other minorities. Attention, breaking news, NAACP. My name is Marcus Conti, and I'd like to say that you are doing a tremendous, unequivocal, inescapable disservice to Black America by saying such stupidity, that the state of Florida is engaging in nefarious, hostile acts towards African Americans. There's no evidence of it. There's no proof of it. There's no. It's critical race theory. You see how it spins. So cut it out, man. Cut it out. Please be advised that the state of Florida does not welcome the contributions of African American people and of color. Meaning that the only people that they see, when you say people of color, they're trying to include anybody who's not white. Right? That's the connotation there. It's not just it's not anybody in Florida. It's the white people in Florida. You see how it's racist? African Americans and people of color and the gays that don't know what they are. Join us in our quest to stop the white man, Ron DeSantis. I wonder how much this cracker right here, this fucking dude, where is he? I got him in my thumbnail. This guy, I wonder how much money. Let's find out. You want to do a deep dive? How much money did the director, I don't even know his fucking name. How much did the director of the NAACP, how much money did he take to go on this quest against DeSantis? I wonder. Hero of color. Let's listen to Ron DeSantis.
This is a stunt to try to do that. It's a pure stunt.
Okay.
And fine, if you want to waste your time on a stunt, that's fine. Look, I get, but I'm not wasting my time on your stunts. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to make sure that we're getting things done here. And we're going to continue to make this state a great state.
Yeah, man. So Ron DeSantis says it's all a big stunt. It's garbage. There's nothing to it. If you do decide to go to the state of Florida, please be aware of the open hostility towards African Americans and people of color. Wow, fearmonger. open racism, hate those white people, man. They don't like you, man. You go to Florida, they don't like you. They don't want you fucking with their convoluted version of history. And can't make it up, man. If you do decide to go to Florida, please advocate for the protection of African American voter rights. Oh, now there's voter rights. Now we have voter rights in the state of Florida, right? But when Trump was getting robbed, voter rights, no, this whole fucking art is he lost. He's an animal. You got to get rid of him. Right. We urge all, including those who travel to the state of Florida, to join the NAACP in our fight against the unjust attack on civil liberties. Well, let's try to dig a little further and see what the fuck they're talking about. So here he is. This is the guy. Let's get his name right. His name is Dietrich Johnson. Dietrich Johnson is the president. Do they have a president? Oh, he's the president and CEO of the NAACP. Now he's dressed in he's got some fine shit on. He looks like he's got like some sort of Senator Congress thing on. That's a lie right there. But there he is. How much money did you take, Dietrich Johnson? Come on my show and I want to see the money trail with this guy, because he's taking the loot, man. Because they're going after Florida, a swing state, and Ron DeSantis. You got to smear him now. You see, he's racist. He came from Florida, and that's what they're going to talk about. Hey Joe, this is with the phone conversation. Hey Joe, Dietrich Johnson, is that you? Yes, President Biden. Thank you so much for calling me. Hey Dietrich, I want to thank you for your support down there in Florida, going after that piece of shit Ron DeSantis, and for that, well, you're going to be very, very, very happy that you did it for your country. Oh, thank you, Mr. Biden. Thank you, President Biden. You're so wonderful, and we'll get all the blacks to vote for you. It reeks of politics, right? Poor Dietrich. Dietrich, how do you look at look at yourself in the mirror? How do you wake up in the morning and call yourself a red-blooded American, or you don't even like that, right? You think of yourself as an African. So go back to Morocco. Go back to wherever you came from. Right? I know. Blacks. You don't want to hear that, but what else do you have? You either get involved and enjoy your surroundings and stop blaming everybody for your problems, or you leave. That's not too hard to understand. It's not even a radical idea. If you show up somewhere and you don't like it, just pack up and leave. No one's holding you down. That's part of your freedom. Right? You're free. Go. Let me be clear. Failing to teach an accurate representation of the horrors and inequalities that the black Americans have faced and continue to face is a disservice to students and a dereliction of duty, claims the black racist, Dietrich Johnson. Right. So the state of Florida has become hostile to black Americans and in direct conflict with the democratic ideals that our union was founded upon, says Mr. Johnson. The group noted that black students comprise 23% of Florida schools. So there's some detail here. What's the details? So what exactly is Ron DeSantis banning? So here's what they're saying. I'll just read this. Even Jean-Pierre, the young black woman who's the press secretary because she's young and black, said last week, when you try to use black history to shoehorn in queer theory. Oh, wait, no, that's not right. What did she say? Oh, yeah. Jean-Pierre called the decision incomprehensible. If you think about the study of American blacks, that is what he thinks that is what he wants to block, she said. And again, these types of actions aren't new. They're not new from what we're seeing, especially from Florida, sadly. I don't know many blacks that have this radicalized opinion. I think they're mostly young people, but I think affluent, well acclimated, assimilated blacks don't have these opinions at all. They just see themselves as like, oh, this is politics, man. It's dirty. Concerns found within College Board submitted AP African American Studies course. Right. So these are the concerns. Topic 4.15: intersectionality and activism. Right, includes readings from a book that is founded on critical race theory, the key writing that forms the movement. Angela Davis, self-avowed communist and Marxist. So what? Topic 4.9, Roderick Ferguson, who claims we have to encourage and develop practices whereby queerness isn't a surrender to the status quo of race, class, gender. Wow, these people are confused. Wow, they just, some people just won't let it go. They look, I am who I am. And because I'm so comfortable and so innerly conflicted, I have to blame you for my problem. It has to be somebody else. Because if those somebody else's weren't there being so mean to me, I wouldn't be so broken, they say. Right? It's actually the opposite of logical. That's not really logic. You're not a victim to anybody unless you declare yourself a victim, unless you consider their theory as being fact. Otherwise, it's really just laughable. Why are you letting these historical facts define you? Right? What you're doing is you're letting these historical facts, if they're even true, hold you back. Movement for Black Lives is an organization with stated objectives that include eliminating prisons and jails, ending pretrial detention, and concluding the war on black, trans, queer, gender, nonconforming, and intersex people. I think you should just eliminate jails and prisons because it's full of blacks, and then we'll have more crime and murder and more legalized shoplifting, more violence in the cities and in the intercities. Right? More violence, more crime, more uncertainty everywhere. But somehow Florida is fucking dangerous for taking this garbage out of the books. To free speech, should it not be taken out of books in Florida? What is education? What qualifies as? We can't agree, right? America can't agree on what is a formal education. Some people say, why even teach math anymore? It doesn't help anybody. Everybody can use a computer or a calculator. What qualifies, as education? When you move into the area of history, certainly nobody agrees on any one history. If you move into the areas of health, nobody agrees on this. There ain't even two humans that agree on what is proper health for humans because it's different. An entire medical field is out there teaching medication under the direction of big pharma, and never once tells you eat good food and go take the sun and make sure you rest and exercise. So I'm still looking for the evidence. Black feminist literary thought, authority of many I'm not even going to talk about this anymore. This is total bullshit. Florida, The NAACP. Let's see how fake news is spinning it. Fake news. This is MSNBC. 1 minute. Spin it. Spin it, baby.
Is issuing a travel advisory for the state of Florida. The ACP is issuing a travel. The NAACP is issuing a travel advisory for the state of Florida. The civil rights organization said in a statement that Florida is openly hostile to African Americans, people of color, and LGBTQ plus individuals, and said the decision comes in response to Ron DeSantis' attempts to erase Black history. They also listed specific pieces of legislation they feel violate civil rights, adding DeSantis' actions are, quote, in direct conflict with the democratic ideals that our union was founded upon. While it's unusual for an organization other than the State Department to issue a travel advisory, the NAACP's move is not unheard of. Back in 2017, it issued a travel advisory for Missouri after a controversial bill was passed there.
There's two of them. That's two bullshit. It's CBS spinning it, right? No pushback, no critical theory, no critical analysis of what they're talking about, no looking at the law. They're just taking NAACP at face value and saying, see, they issued a warrant, they issued a travel advisory for all blacks, and just towing the party line, man. Just towing that fucking party line, boy. Politics. Politics over education.
Famous for theme parks and beaches, but according to the NAACP, Florida is hostile to African Americans, people of color, and LGBTQ plus communities. The group points a finger at Governor Ron DeSantis in an unusual travel advisory, warning: before traveling to Florida, please understand that the state of Florida devalues and marginalizes the contributions of and challenges faced by African Americans and other minorities.
At any other time in our history, this would have been a complete and utter debunking of the NAACP. Having NAACP would have lost all value at all. At any other time in history. But for now, it's like there's still enough blacks out there say, yeah. San Francisco, yeah, we're going to get $50 million from these white motherfuckers, these stupid motherfuckers. They're going to give us $5 million each. $5 million, man. Shut my ass up, man. Shut my black ass up.
That warning in reaction to the governor's contentious legislative agenda, barring a new course on African American studies, limiting sexual orientation education for young students, and cracking down on illegal immigration. In recent weeks, Equality Florida, a gay rights advocacy group, and LULAC, an organization representing Latin American citizens, have issued a similar advisory.
It's really supremely disappointing that a governor of the United States, a governor of a state like Florida, would just be spitting in the face of the Statue of Liberty.
So far, no comment from DeSantis, but
so that's CBS obviously taking the upset side to agitate anybody who's not only black. Since what does this guy have to do with black? What does he have to do with black? He's a Spanish guy.
Statue of Liberty.
So
he's probably from fucking Cuba.
I would just be spitting in the face of the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, whatever.
So far, no comment from DeSantis, but the governor has been very vocal about what he calls policies that secure the border, empower parents, and prevent indoctrination. Florida resident Brenda Torres says DeSantis' policies have had harmful consequences.
Can you name one, please?
A pride gathering she was organizing had to be canceled because of a death threat.
What? Wait, what was that?
She was organizing had to be canceled because of a death threat.
A death threat? You're full of shit. So some cracker down there in Florida says, yeah, we had to cancel our big convention because we got a death threat on the phone. No, you didn't. You canceled the event because nobody wanted to go to your stupid event. That's why you canceled it. And then you said, oh, yeah, we got a death threat.
Full consequences. A pride gathering she was organizing had to be canceled because of a death threat.
A pride organization was canceled because of a death threat. Stop lying, bitch.
Wonder if they're safe and if they can enjoy time with their family in a safe space.
Tourism is one of the...
Nobody cares about your sexuality, girl. guy, whatever you are. Nobody cares. Don't you understand? Only you care. Only it's a big deal to you. To everybody else, nobody cares what you do in the back room with whoever. No one cares but you.
The biggest industry.
That's a problem. You want everybody to care about you. You want everybody to look at you and know your sexuality, right? But nobody cares. It doesn't matter in the greater scheme. We're all human with these. Everybody, look, human society is cutthroat, right? White people have been cutting in front of each other for centuries, killing each other, pushing each other out of the way, silencing each other, vilifying each other as a healthy competition, right? And now you want equality. Well, guess what? That is equality. Get in the fucking ring and fight and shut the fuck up or go away, right? Nobody gets a free pass on the field of competition. If you don't want to compete, then don't compete. Right? That's your right as well. But don't complain when you get punched in the face on the playing field. He punched me in the face because I'm black. No, he punched you in the face because you're on the playing field. You wanted to play. You wanted to play equally. Now you're on the field playing equally. And you got punched in the face like everybody else. Maybe punch somebody else in the face before they punch you in the face. That's competition. That's called healthy competition. Arguably, that's one of the strengths of America. Not the. It's the opposite of what they're talking about.
Industries in Florida. Last year, the state's tourism agency estimated more than 130 million visitors.
The fact of the matter is, I think it's going to be devastating for the Florida economy because.
Yeah, CBS. Okay, CBS is spinning it. So I don't know what you think of that. Let's look at the markets. Ding, we're open. So after a long weekend, what's the market doing? Boom! Wow, nice. NASDAQ is way up. NASDAQ taking a gallop up 73 points. Up 73 points to 12,730. Dow Jones Industrial Average down 51, and the S&P is up 8. Kind of a mixed open. Tech definitely on a rally, definitely on a roll right now. What's leading the charge? Apple down 78 cents this morning. Amazon down 32 cents. Google, wow, the great Google, the stock that always goes up. Back going up, 126 a share, up $3.50 this morning. That's very good. Meta, formerly Facebook, up $7 a share. Wow, you should have grabbed that shit when it was in the gutter. Honestly, I lost faith in Meta and Mark Zuckerberg there. I really didn't see that one coming. Facebook going way back up, but it is going up. Microsoft galloping up $321 a share, up $3.50 today on the news that Bill Gates may have swung a 17-year-old hottie under the guise of Jeffrey Epstein. Still going up. What else we got? The Bitcoin, the magical Bitcoin, 27,000 a share, up 114 today. I'll get excited when it goes over 30,000 again. From there, it'll probably continue all the way up to 60,000. What else? Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, the holiest of holy stocks. The vaccines are mixed this morning. Looks like they're going green. Moderna up 67 cents. War stocks, Lockheed Martin and Raytheon, both down, both in the red right now. So Wall Street is, it looks like it's a little bearish and or neutral on retail earnings and such, but it is clearly and unequivocally bullish on technology, which they should be. I think it's definitely I think it's a buyer's market for technology. at these levels. A good way to get coverage on that would be TQQQ. Going up, going up, going up. We're going higher. We're going higher. You can see it breaking out over the 6-month mark. That's technology right there. From here, blah, 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 all the way up. All the way up. We're going higher. Oh, my God. So thank you all for joining me. Mark Sconti reporting on racism, not race-wasm. It's still here. It's still here. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll go to Florida. How about you? I have no problem with Florida. Nothing that I found out today supports any of the things that NAACP is, warning people against. Right? In fact, Ron DeSantis deserves a medal for at least weeding out the egregiously inaccurate history of a certain sector of radicalized blacks, to just get that shit out of the education system. Right? Right? Put it somewhere else. Put it on the web. Make it like an outside issue. You know? But anyway, so thank you all for joining me. My name is Mark Sconti. See you guys tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow.